Welcome to the Scrapebox training. Hello and welcome back to the training. So in this video, what I will walk you through is how you can go about finding the relevant pages that we'll go ahead and start extracting emails from so we can start our outreach campaigns. So the very first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a extension or a premium tool within Scrapebox. So once you've downloaded Scrapebox, you will want to add on or buy the premium plugin that's called the Email Scraper Premium. If you go to the Scrapebox website, you can actually buy them all as a bundle for, I believe, $147. So if you like a lot of the tool sets and you don't want just one, this single tool, I believe, is like $50. If you want them all, it's $150. So I think I bought a medium package where I got these ones here. In any case, what you'll do is you'll go ahead and just click on this. A new tool will emerge, which is going to be the premium email scraper. So the next piece that we will want to do is, once we already know our niche, of course, which for this tutorial is going to be lawyers. I really want to reach out to lawyers. So a very well-known site here in the United States for lawyers is called Avvo. On Avvo, it's almost like a directory for lawyers. So I would assume that Avvo is considered an authority source. So a lot of lawyers or lawyer sites that are related are going to link out to Avvo or their profiles. I'm sure I could pick up some lawyers or lawyer affiliated sites in the link graph from Avvo. So that's exactly what I'm going to use. So what I like to do is I'll come over here to the link building tab inside of SEMrush. I'll be using SEMrush for this tutorial. On the left-hand side here, you'll go to Backlink Analytics. We'll click on that. For this example, again, I typed in Avvo. Okay, I did a brief search. Once I did the search for Avvo, we'll go to referring domains. It's right here. Click referring domains. Once inside of referring domains, we could see that there's 61,000 referring domains coming to this website, but we want to trim this list up a little bit. So what you want to do is we want to go ahead and sort generally from 25 to 100. If you want more potent links, that's fine. But I want a nice variety, but not in the lower ranges. To hit a authority score of 25 takes a little bit of time. It's not super powerful, but it's not ultra weak. But so 25 to 100 is what I do for this, at least. Once we do that, we also want to add one more thing on top of that, which is going to be an advanced filter. So you click on advanced filters, and then this button right here will go to exclude. And then we're going to exclude particular TLDs. And the two that I like to do, or the three, is going to be .edu, all right, and education. So there's 2 and 1. And then the next one, the last one, is the .government, okay? So just because the probability of getting, a link placement on a .gov or an edu or an education site is significantly lower than a regular website. So what we now have is our list, 15,085 referring domains, all pointing at Avvo. So they're in the link graph for sure, at least for lawyers. So what we're going to do now is we will export this list, and I actually already have. And what I do is I go out to my Google Chrome browser. If you're using Chrome, you already have this tool, which is called Sheets. It's Google Sheets. So up in the top right-hand corner, if you click on the 9 dots and then click on Drive, what's really great about this is you can take the download file that goes to your download bar here, and you can literally drag and drop it right into your folder, and it'll just open up for you. So I guess we could do that together, even though I already have done it. We'll just go to Replace Existing. All right, and I'll just start this back over. We'll do it again together. What I'll do here is I'm going to clean this out because I'm only concerned with the domains. I already know that they meet my authority requirement. So we'll click this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of these. Delete selected rows. And then the score I'm not overly concerned with. And then we're going to go ahead and just move this out so we could take a look. I'll remove this. And then generally I just go down the list, and if it's something that pops out at me, if it's not such a large list, this is pretty big. Like these down here. I remember those. We'll go ahead and just clean those off of here because I don't really have use for these types of sites. All right, so we have 15,095 potential prospects. So this is looking pretty good. Now, the issue with these exports, at least a semi-issue, is it doesn't append the HTTPS. Now, I'm not proficient enough in Excel or Sheets to be able to add it. So what I do is I just head out here to this tool here, pinetools.com/add text each line. I just went ahead and pasted the list inside of here. I checked this button, add text at the beginning of the lines, http://, and then bada bing, bada boom, it added all of that text for me. So now I actually have a list of the referring domains that's usable within Scrapebox. Now, within Scrapebox, what are we going to do with this? The first thing is we have to save it to a text file. So that's what we'll do right now. So we'll go ahead and add this, Control V. So we'll paste that on there. File, save as. I'll put it to the desktop, and I will name this lawyer lead list for email scrape, just so I can go ahead and start that off. We'll go to save. Okay, so now we have our list. I'll close this. Can get rid of this. Rid of this. All right. And now we have our list that will be ready to use inside of the Scrapebox Premium email scraping tool. So I'll look forward to seeing you in the next training where we will start working inside of the tool. I'll see you there. Hello and welcome back to the training. So in this video, what we will be doing is taking our initial website list that we just scraped utilizing SEMrush. We went ahead and grabbed all the backlinks from Avvo. So now the next step is going to be we need to set up our crawler so we can start scraping out the emails. So here's what you're going to want to do first. The very first thing is I recommend going out and getting yourself some proxies. All right. Now, there's a magnitude of different ways or different services out there. But for this example, I'm using what is called a residential rotating proxy. Okay. So you can utilize, again, pretty much there's a lot of services out here that have these particular services available. But that's what I'm using inside this video is a residential rotating proxy. So again, there's a magnitude of services that provide this. But I also, previously, if you search for buy proxy list, you can also buy proxy lists. Like, they've already been pre-sorted. They're really large and they're really cheap. Also, inside of Scrapebox, which you've already purchased, right, to be able to use the premium scraper function, the email scraper, if you have Scrapebox, there's a built-in, if you go down here to proxies and you go down here to manage, and then you come into here, harvest proxies, you can just go scrape free ones. The issue with the free though is they work and then they don't work. They could work 1 second and they don't work the next. So that it just slows you down, right? So for a good workflow, I highly recommend either residential rotating proxies. Why? Because they're inexpensive and they work. Or you could go with, say, Blazing SEO proxies. They have a shared proxy set that is relatively inexpensive, and those have worked for me in the past. Also, Lime Proxy works. The residential proxies that I'm using are Storm proxies. They're really inexpensive and they work. For this, they work. All right, so that's what I'm doing, and proxies are essential for what we're going to be trying to accomplish here. So that's going to wrap it up for this particular video. I really wanted to touch on the proxies. So again, really quick here, I'll run through. So shared IPv4 from Lime or Blazing proxies works perfectly fine. I'm using Storm proxies for the tutorial, which is a residential rotating proxy. There's other services out there. You could use mobile, you could use dedicated, but we want speed and cheap, right? So, And then as far as getting these free ones, again, you can go in here to harvest proxies, and then you can just literally come in here and click start. It comes with preset sources, so it'll go out there and scrape tens of thousands for you really quick. But they leave as fast as they came. So I look forward to seeing you in the next one. That covers the proxy section for this training. I'll see you in the next video. Hello and welcome back to the training. So in this video, we've now went ahead and we've scraped up all of the actual prospects, so the websites that we're going to be scraping the emails from. So the next piece was we covered the proxies. Now we're going to go ahead and start implementing the scrape within the email scraping tool. So what you'll want to do is, again, open up the premium email scraper. So we will go ahead and open this up. And then what I utilize is the second option. If you come over to this next section here, it's called crawl loaded list. It's the second section. So if you click on that button, what you'll want to do then is scroll, look down to the bottom here. It says load URLs. It's down here. It's right here. So click on load URLs. So load URLs from file. All right. So if you've been following the training so far, it's in a text file. It already has the HTTP. So now you're ready for upload. So what we're going to do is load URLs from a file. You'll want to grab that text file that we've created together, or that you've created. And then for this one, it's going to be, let me find it, lawyer lead list for email scrape. So bada bing and bada boom. We're going to go ahead and upload that. So as you can see here, we have all of our URLs are loaded here. So 15,099 URLs. Now, I want to go ahead and mention this to you, because what we're going to do is start sorting the options. So if you look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen now, down here, there's a section or a tab that's called options. So go ahead and click on that, and a window will pop up. Now, inside this window, depending on your system, your machine, your VPS, however you're running this particular software, is going to be greatly dependent upon how many threads you want to go ahead and use. So for myself, I'm going to be using 30 threads. All right. Now, if you're utilizing the free proxies, you might want to put a delay. But since I'm using a more premium proxy, I'm not going to have a delay. How many levels deep do you want to search? You know, if I'm going to use the first level, this is what's recommended usually. Because if you get into these deeper levels, it's usually everything's found within level 1 or level 2. All right. But for this, just for speed, we're going to go level 1. Connection timeout. Again, this is going to be greatly dependent upon the proxies that you're using. I'm going to do 15 seconds, even though I don't think that that's necessary. If you're using free proxies, I would go to the maximum, which is 30. But for what I'm using, I'm going to do 15. Again, the proxy section is here. So within this tool, within the crawl the loaded list section, inside the options down in the right-hand corner, you will want to put in your proxies. So I put in my 5 ports that I'm using for the residential rotating. I just added those in here. Inside of here, you can search for any of the words. So search only in pages with separated words by a comma. So all of the words, none of the words. Okay. Ignore emails when the separated right. So you can grab only when the separated right. So you can add whatever you want here. Okay. So, but for me, I'm searching for emails. All right. So the only thing I'm going to do is load those things in there. And then I'm going to just go ahead and fire this baby up. I'm just going to double check everything. Everything looks good. And then what I'm going to do is just hit start. And I'm going to let this process and start running. Now, if you start seeing errors, okay, over here in the status bar, over here, you're going to see some errors. But if it's just error, it's probably due to a proxy error, okay? Like if it's all errors, if it's timeouts, it's generally 99.9% of the time, it's due to either A, the proxies, or B, it's going to be because you have security protection on your machine. So if you're utilizing Windows, there's 2 things that you can do. So the first and the easiest and the fastest thing, which is what I did, is I went over to my control panel inside of Windows. I went to System and Security. I went to Windows Defender Firewall, and I shut off the security. Now, if you want to take it a step further, maybe you don't want to shut your security off for a brief time while you're running the tool, then what you can do is kind of the same thing. See this top button here, Control Panel, allow an app or feature through? If you click on this, you can actually change the settings, okay? And you can allow an app, and then you have to browse, and then find Scrapebox wherever it's at. So for me, Scrapebox, we'll go down in here. Here's scrapebox.exe. I've already added these two, okay? So you can add in Scrapebox, click Add, but it's already in my list of exceptions. So you want to do the Scrapebox exe, and then you want to do your email scraper exe. So make an exception for those two programs because you want them to run, okay? And then also turn off your security if you're getting errors, okay? Because I ran into this issue myself. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this particular video. That pretty much wraps it up. This is how you go about scraping emails. We've already extracted 246 emails. As you can see, they're starting to gather here. What I'll do in the next video is I'll walk you through where they go, which is very easy, or I can just add that into here, actually. Let's do that together now. So what you'll do is when this is done, let's just say stop, okay, because I'll turn this on overnight. Once this is done, the feature down here in the bottom right-hand corner, it should turn on once all these connections close down. And all you'll do is you'll export this file to a text file onto your machine, onto your desktop. Once that's done, you should run it through an email verification, so that way you can limit the amount of bounces that you're going to get. All right. At the time of this recording, there's a deal out there, but it's probably going to be gone by the time you see this, so I won't mention it, but it's an email validation tool. So we'll click on export and then save all emails to a text file. All right. Then just save them to your desktop, and then we're going to check the emails together. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'll see you then.